Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my 6th update for my Pan That Palette for the year of 2019. I am super excited to show you guys my progress. I am definitely really close to reaching my goal of finishing off my palette this year. But without further ado, let's start off and show you guys my update. Okay guys, so this is the palette I have been working on this year. This is my icing palette. It's the oldest palette I own, and this is in neutral, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't really say over here, but yeah. So for those who haven't seen what it looked like, these were the shades that were in the palette. So the 3 shades over here I had dug out and removed because they weren't performing well anymore. They had been dried out a little bit, and since this is a very old palette, I thought it's no use. So this was an all neutral palette, and this is where I am right now. Let's start off from the beginning. So the shade over here is Pure. As you guys can see, I have expanded the pan, and also, I don't know if you will be able to see, but the pan is much thinner than it used to be. As you guys can see from the pictures, these 3 were completed before, as well as this shade over here. And then the shade Boho here, I have expanded the pan, but I'm not sure if it's very visible, but I mean, I did work on it a little bit, but not too much. Then for the shade Hot over here, I don't think I've used this at all this month, maybe once or twice. And then for the shade Radiant over here, as you guys can see, I completely finished it off, and what I did was I smashed it all up in tiny pieces and put it into my lotion and used this as a glowing lotion. So that's how I used it up, and I'm really glad I used it up that way, since it was a bit too icy on my skin tone and I couldn't really use it on my cheeks for a highlighter, and I don't really like that kind of light shade on my eyes. So that was the best way for me to be able to finish it up. And then last but not least, we have the shade Blushing over here. As you guys could see, we had a huge pan last time, and I did end up repressing it, and I do have a tiny little bit of pan. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but if I use this just a few more times, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish it up, although my goal was to finish this shade off completely last time. So this is where I am currently standing with this palette. I'm so close. There's only 4 shades left. My goal for next month would be to finish off the shade Blushing completely, and for the shade Boho over here, I kind of want to expand the pan and maybe hit side pan somewhere. And for the 2 highlighters, I don't have a specific goal. I just want to use them up a little bit more. Maybe hit side pan on this shade over here as well. And that would be it. Alright, so at the end of last month's video, I did introduce this new Poop Art Poopa palette into my Pan That palette, since I was really close to finishing off the other palette, and I kind of wanted to challenge myself and start using up another palette as well. So I have kind of been working on this, but it hasn't really been my main focus, and I just went into this palette whenever I felt like it, and I just wanted to show you guys my progress. Alright, so this is where I am currently with this palette. There's not a big difference. Alright, so this is where I currently stand with this palette. The 6 shades over here are the lit shades, and I've only used this lightest shade over here just to set my eyeshadow primer, and that's all. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but I have flattened up the top a little bit, but not too much. And then for the blush, I've used it a few times, just a handful of times, but not enough to be able to see progress. But I think you can see there's a little bit of wear on it, but not too much. But the product I used most often was this primer over here, and I think it's seen the most progress, and I really want to finish this off by the end of the year. And as well as this lit shade over here, I have expanded the pan a little bit, but since it's very squishy. It has the same formula as the Super Shock shadows from ColourPop, so I can like just move it around a little bit, but there is quite a decent dip going on, and I do want to at least finish off half of this by the end of the year. And then we have 3 more lip glosses left, and as you guys can see, I have hit pan on this shade over here. I have expanded the pan on this one, and I haven't really used the lightest shade over here. But my goal is to at least finish off 1 or 2 more of the lip glosses by the end of the year, and this way I'll just have a bit more progress on this palette. That's why I at least want to finish off a few things, so hopefully by next year, if this is not going to be my Pan That palette, at least it would be a supporting Pan My palette, and by the end of 2020 I want this to be out of my collection. Alright guys, so that was my short update on my Pan That palette for this month. This is so close to the end. We only have 2 months left for the end of this year. So if you guys like this update, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!